हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। चैप्टर 14, द थ्री मोड्स ऑफ मेटीरियल नेचर। श्री भगवानुवाच परं भूयात् प्रवक्ष्यामि ज्ञानानं ज्ञानमुत्तमम् यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे param siddhim ito gata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, again I shall declare to you the supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Idam jnanam upashritya mama sadharmayam agata sargepi nopajayante pralayena vyatanti cha. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution. Mama yo nirmahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhavah sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. The total material substance called Brahman is a source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति यः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिरहं बीजप्रदापिता. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with the nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes contaminated by three modes. तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयम् सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघा. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those who are situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. रजोरागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णा समुद्भवं तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्म संगेन देहिनम्. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. तमस्त्वा अज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति भारत. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness born of ignorance is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned souls. Sattvam suke sanjayati raja karmani bharata jnanam avritya tu tamam tamaha pramade sanjayate uta. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness. Passion conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. रजस्तमश्चाभिभूत्या भूया सत्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the mode of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाश उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात् विवृद्धं सत्वम् इति उता. The manifestation of the mood of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Lobha pravrittir arambha karmanam asamah spruha rajase etan jayante vivruddhe bharatarshaba. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. अप्रोकाशो अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च प्रमादो मोह एव च तमस् तामासि एतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे कुरु नन्दना. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, ignorance, madness, and illusions are manifested. यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु प्रलयं याति देहभृत् तदुत्तमविदां लोकान् अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते. One who dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. राजसी प्रलयं गत्वा कर्मसङ्गीषु जायते तथा प्रलीनस्तां तमसि मूढा योनिषु जायते. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And one dies in the mode of goodness, he takes birth in the one dies in the mode of ignorance, it takes birth in the animal kingdom. कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहु सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं राजसस्तु फलं दुःखं ajnanam tamasa phalam. The result of pious action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness, but action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso loba eva cha pramada moha tamaso bhavato jnanam eva cha. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance develops foolish madness and illusion. Urdvam gachanti satvasta madhye tishtanti rajasa jaganya gunavrittista ado gachanti tamasaha. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drishtanu pashyati गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. गुणानेतानतीत्यात्रन् देहि देहे समुद्भवान् जन्म मृत्यु जरा दुःखैर् vimukto mritam ashnute. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three moods associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distresses, can enjoy nectar even in this life. Arjuna Uvacha कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रिन्गुणानेतान् अतीतो भवति प्रभो किम् आचारः कथं चैतां स्त्रीन् गुणान् अतिवर्तते. Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these three moods? What is his behavior, and how does he transcend the moods of nature? Shri Bhagavan प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च मोहम् एव च पाण्डवा न द्वेष्टे सम्प्रावृत्तानि नानिवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति उदासीनवद् आसीनो गुणैर्यो न विचालयते गुणा वर्तन्त इति एवं यो वतिष्ठति निङ्गते समदुःखा स्वस्था समलोष्टास्मकाञ्चना तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरस्तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुता स्थितिः नामापवा न मानापमानयोस्तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षरो सर्वारंभा परित्यागी गुणातीता स uchyate. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of the material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friends and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature. मां च यो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यातन् Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtaham amritasya vyavasyaya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukasyekantikasya cha. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, continue chanting.
Okay, Mataji. Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sartvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So let's start our session today on the 14th chapter, right? So before that, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna devotees. Let me screen share the Mangala Charanam for you. So let's. Can you see my screen? Visible? Audio is clear? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Om Ajnanat Timurandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuita Evacha Patitana Pavamibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So what were we seeing yesterday and what are we going to see today? So yesterday we were seeing chapter 13, the beginning of the module 3. What is it actually? The whole of module 3 talks about jnana, right? So yesterday we were seeing the link between Purusha, right? And today we will see 3 modes of nature, right? So we will dive deep into the chapter 14. Hare Krishna. So it is called the 3 modes of material nature, also called as the Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, right? So yoga is linking to God. So they're talking about the three modes in depth, right? We just saw the glimpse and trailer initially. So let's dive in. So what is the outline of this section, right? So this is the first part of it. So the first thing talks about liberation and conditioning of the living entities, right? Between 1 to 4. The second talks about the three modes behind the pure soul. So what are the three modes which are going to play the game? So recognizing a mode's supremacy, which one dominates, right? And three modes we are talking about: mode of goodness, passion, and the ignorance. So acting and dying within the modes, how do they? And finally, the transcending the modes. How do we manage to transcend the modes? Are between 14.19 to 14.27. Today's chapter is a small chapter, so please pay attention. So, Hare Krishna.
The Blessed Lord said, "Again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained to supreme perfection."
Right. So what he is telling today is that he is going to declare to your, to your knowledge what is the best of all, right? And how these sages, right? How did they attain the perfection? So he is just going to give us a final clue on. See, this is a continuation of jnana. So he's giving us knowledge as to how to reach the supreme God, right? So that is the supreme perfection. So how these modes will influence and how we can overtake that. Hare Krishna.
By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature, which is like my own nature, thus established. One is not born at the time of creation, nor disturbed at the time of dissolution.
So what he's telling is, by becoming fixed in this knowledge, you can reach my abode. What is the benefit of the abode? If you look there, can you see all of them so beautiful? And you can see Krishna. So it's actually Radha Rani is there, and everybody there over there are so beautiful and have great opulences, right? And everybody has access to Krishna, and Krishna is with each and every one, right? So that's the specialty. You serve Krishna in Goloka, you're eternally the same age, whatever is your fixed age there and what your mind wants it to be at that time. So that is the frozen age for you. For example, Yashoda is always the same way Radha is always the same, ever young and all that. And the relationship is what I told is one of the 5 relationships you have with Krishna will be exhibited there. And therefore you will continue to have that relationship, which was a lost relationship, right? So as I said last time, you will either be Shantaras, right? Like the cows and other things which can relate. The next one is your, the Dasya Ras, which is like your Hanuman, the Sankhya Ras, which is the Arjuna, Vatsalya Ras, the parental love, Yashoda and all. And the highest of all is Radha Rani, Madhurya Ras, everybody, the Dwaraka, queens of Dwaraka, the gopis of Vrindavan, all of them share this rasa. So we all have one of the relationships which we have lost and forgotten. So once we go there, we will revive that relationship and continue our journey with Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bija pradha pita. Hare Krishna.
It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
He is very clearly saying that I am the seed-giving father. I am the father, and all the species of life, are none but are made possible by birth because of me. So I am the one who is the reason for them to come here, though the actual reason is their wish, but he is the source to bring us here. Hare Krishna. It's the same thing. So he's talking about everything. This Paramatma is there in every living entity. Can you see here? Lion, bird, everything has conscience, and conscience is nothing but Paramatma sitting along with our soul, right? So conscience is a presence of the soul, and with every soul, the Paramatma constantly accompanies. Who's Paramatma? Shiro Dakshai Vishnu. The 4-handed form of Krishna is what is there in our heart as an eternal friend, well-wisher, and always exists in our heart. we have seen earlier also. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibandanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Hare Krishna. Sattvam is the mode of goodness, Rajas is the mode of passion, Tama is the mode of ignorance, right? Guna means qualities.
Material nature consists of the three moods: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the living entity comes in contact with the nature, he becomes conditioned by these moods.
So what are they telling? Can you see Krishna? So Krishna is, above all these three modes. That's why they are very clearly showing. And the three modes are the three very pretty Maya Devi's three levels controlling the people. So they are like that. The puppet show, right? So we are all played like the puppets. So the one in the golden dress, the white, gold, both represent Sattva Guna, and the one in red represents passion, and the black represents the mode of ignorance. These colors are very true even to ourselves. So you will see some people who like a lot of whites, right? And some who like a lot of red, some who like a lot of black, right? And some people are mixture, right? So who's fond of all these three colors. So you can actually see these modes dominating at the smallest thing in your life. And for one of y'all who was asking the question, how will the modes impact in our lives? You can start seeing the impact, right? So don't use it as a judgment about others, but it's a good assessment about yourself. Hare Krishna. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena bandhati jnana sangena chanaga. Hare Krishna.
O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in the mode develop knowledge, but they become conditioned by the concept of happiness.
Hare Krishna. So what they are very clearly telling is, obviously the mode of goodness is the purest of all, right? It is illuminating and it frees one from sinful reactions. It is heading towards akarma. It starts helping. Those situated in the mode automatically develop knowledge. So typically the Brahmins and all of them are in the mode of goodness, right? And they become conditioned by nature to the concept of happiness. Does that make them perfect? No, it does not. It again binds them. How it binds them? Let's just see this video and we'll understand more. Can you hear the audio? Are you able to hear the audio?
Not very clear.
Can't hear? Yeah, just give me 1 second.
What are you doing, man? Out here working on your tan? Monday's the Honey Sunday! I bet you forgot about Susie, didn't you? You're supposed to take her to Vegas this weekend. You know, lose your money, Vegas. You'll be rich. You'll reach the top. Just one hitch. You're just unstuck. Just get it.
So let me just play this again for your. So this
Come, let us go for a stroll in the countryside. Look.
it's a healthy picnic lunch. The air is clean here, so peaceful. Here we can get away from the agitating elements of the city.
Can you now see clearly the mode of goodness? I will again play the mode of passion. Before that, let's read what they are talking about. So what they are telling is the mode of goodness is good. It is supposed to free you, but technically what is happening even there, it is being bounded, because in the mode of goodness also you have that ahankar telling that, okay, I have a lot of knowledge, I know everything, and they are also automatically getting conditioned. So we saw mode of goodness. But however, in the video very beautifully, they are, how are they? They are more sattvic, right? They go for a holiday, they enjoy life, everything, but they bring a packed food, they get prasad, and they enjoy they have what is called regulated freedom, right? Why is it called regulated freedom? Just like how you go in the road, right? If you follow the road rules, right? You're following the rules. But what happens? If you follow the rules, you're free to go. If you don't, you are behind the bars, right? You have restricted there. So therefore, following rules is a must. Whether you're doing it regulated is the point which will keep you really free, right? So that is what we are talking about. Hare Krishna. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Hare Krishna.
The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this one is bound to material fruitive activities.
So they are having unlimited desires. So let's hear from them what is happening. So what is happening in mode of passion? They have unlimited desires, right? Keeps coming. You see the passionate guy, he will chase. Let's say he becomes a multi-millionaire, he will still not leave. He will want to make crores. Still he will not leave. There is no end to the mode of passion because the level keeps going up and up.
What are you doing, man? Out here working on your tail? Monday's the honey Sunday! I bet you forgot about Susie, didn't you? You're supposed to take her to Vegas this weekend. You know, lose your money, Vegas. You'll be rich. You'll reach the top. Just one hitch. You're just unstuck. Just get it.
Does this remind me of someone or some people? These are the motivational speakers. Have you seen that? Just there, you know, just one more inch, you will be there, you know. Have you heard in your classes? Yeah, yeah. So these are none but the motivational speakers. They'll be there. You're there. You just have a little more, right? So this is the rate. I don't have to tell you all. I think day in, day out, you keep hearing everybody giving you this speech, right? Just a little more. You are settled. Just a little more, right? From school, teachers, from parents, all of them. So this mode is very clearly understood. So I'm moving to the next. Hare Krishna. Tamastvajannajam viddhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramadalasya nidrabis tannibadnati bharata. Nidra means sleep. Jnana means opposite of knowledge. Jnanam is knowledge. Anyanam is opposite. Hare Krishna.
O son of Bharata, the mode of ignorance causes the delusion of all living entities. The result of this mode is madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul.
Hare Krishna. So madness means, you know, typically, I don't have to tell. So that is a level of thing, and delusion means confusion here. So let's see how it binds.
Hey! That's that! That's that, man! I think you just need to chill with me. I got some 6-packs in the fridge, play some video games, watch some TV, shut the curtains and just shut out the world. Sounds good, huh?
Hare Krishna. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajat karmani bharata jnanam avritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayati yuta. Hare Krishna.
The mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion. Passion conditions one to the fruits of action, and ignorance to madness.
So very clearly it says what are the things which it leads to, right? Mode of goodness actually leads one to happiness, and passion leads one to enjoy the fruits because he's always into the fruits, right? He wants karma palan, right? And ignorance obviously leads to madness, right? So he's talking about, oh, son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness. So they are showing up. Can you see the picture on the right? All the demigods are largely in the mode of goodness. So they are generally very happy, right? So the mode of goodness is dominating them, and therefore, in spite of dominating them, what happens? They are conditioned to the happiness because they are all at luxury, which is why even though demigods are great devotees of Krishna, they are not complete unalloyed devotees because there is some amount of thing which they want to enjoy and they are in that load of happiness. So the moment they give up that, only they will go to Vaikuntha. So you can see all of them here, we can see Ganesha, all of them here, Brahma, all of them are in this mode of goodness, right? And now passion conditions one to fruitive action, right? So what do you mean by fruitive action? The fruitive action means that somebody who's, as I said, kalma palan, right? The benefits of the fruits, right? It makes them get bound. So the mode of passion is very crucial because it's a deciding factor of whether you have to go up or fall down. Remember, we already read in mode of passion, if you start doing very good activities, you become pious and you go to higher planets. But if you do impious activity because that temptation of getting influenced by the wrong is very high here, then you go down to the animal planet. Animal planet actually means where animals are there, and as per your wish, you get a suitable body, right? And after that, how do you grow? You actually keep doing that, and animals don't go through the cycle of sin. So they go through a natural ladder and they come up on that same hierarchy. Now, what happens in the mode of passion, somebody is there, and if they are maintaining the same level, they will again be born in that same level among the fruitative workers, right? So these are the three categories. Hare Krishna.
Sometimes the mode of passion becomes prominent, defeating the mode of goodness. O son of Bharata, and sometimes the mode of goodness defeats passion, and at other times the mode of ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy.
Though we may rank them one mode as a higher than the other, the competition is very stringent, right? So there are literally all three modes within each one of you. And every time one mode or the other keeps dominating the other mode. So that we have to be very careful, right? So that you remember. So clearly here, they are jumping up and down. You see even somebody from Devaloka will come down from, this is coming. How all this keeps happening at various levels because some other mode takes control. So when you are, this is one more decision maker, right? When you are actually in a particular mode and you feel some other mode is dominating you, just have a look, what is that mode which dominates you, right? So if that mode, for example, if you are studying and you want to study for the exam and something in your tells you, hey, forget it here. So this time I won't be able to make it. Let me just sleep. That means mode of ignorance is playing its game, right? And if the mode of goodness means it will tell, hey, okay, you're just lying down and studying, just get up and sit down here. Just wash your face and come back. You'll be able to focus. That is mode of goodness. So you can actually self-evaluate what mode you are becoming a slave, what mode you are trying to control, right? Hare Krishna. So this is the mind, and the three modes are pulling you in various directions, right? Which mode becomes successful is entirely in your hand as to which can be ahead of you.
The manifestations of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge.
So he's just telling we have these 9 gates, right? And all this, if we are very knowledgeable, once we are into knowledge, then what happens that it gets manifested. Let me give you a simple, give you an example. So somebody, if you notice, have been smoking or drinking for a very long time, right? When they get the knowledge, it can be either through seeing or hearing or even by experiencing, right? If they get cancer or something, touch wood, no, but still, what happens immediately next second they leave, right? Why? Because the mode of goodness starts dominating over. Right? It may be in the form of fear. That's a different story. But ultimately, the mode of goodness is taking charge in them. Right? So in such people also, there are some people who say, it doesn't matter. Even if I die, it doesn't matter. I have to drink. Then mode of ignorance is dominating. But I just gave you a glimpse of what's happening. So I would just say that for all of us, the mode of goodness dominates definitely one day before exam, right? So in that case, it becomes mode of passion taking over. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please go ahead.
O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, uncontrollable desire, hankering, and intense endeavor develop.
So what they say, mode of passion is very successful also, but at the same time, there is a lot of attachment, right? If you notice, even at college, school level, some people want to be is different, right? Somebody wants to do medicine, somebody wants, that's a goal, right? A material goal. But what happens is, I have to get. If I don't get, I will do anything, right? I will either pay money and get medicine, or if mommy, daddy is not paying money, I will even commit suicide. It goes to the level. Can you see what level you are? Knowledge is at the mode of, goodness, but want to get drives you so attached into mode of passion that even pushes you to the mode of ignorance, right? So this is at a simple level. Obviously, there are a lot of exotic explanations which you can see in the picture, which can be your addiction towards your drinks, drugs, your money, women. All this it could lead to, right? These are slight desires, but when you get into all this, then you move into the mode of ignorance. So ignorance is clearly where I explained to you, it will push from mode of passion, because primarily all of us who are in this world, universe, and most of us are, we are technically dominated by mode of passion, because Brahma represents mode of passion, and therefore we are all in that mode. So where we have to go is a larger decision. Hare Krishna.
O son of Kuru, when there is an increase in the mode of good ignorance, madness, illusion, inertia, and darkness are manifested.
Hare Krishna. So clearly what they're saying is, when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, right? Madness, illusion, all this inertia, all this are getting manifested. So what is happening? Everything which is negative, right? So everything, absolutely no action. You start having illusions. And it's a classic example of an addict, right? What happens is you give way to all the bad qualities, right? So this is mode of ignorance.
When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets.
So very clearly what they are telling is, now they are going to talk of death of the three modes. Now higher planets, in the sense you may reach higher planets, or even you can become a demigod if you're actually going to die in the mode of goodness, right? So all the pious qualities, all pious people will come in these modes. Now this is a photo of Narada, and he is actually preaching to 10,000 sons of Prajapati, right? Daksha. So Daksha's sons, he is called Prajapati because he has to actually, he is a protogeny, right? He has to populate the world. So he first gets 10,000 children, and he says, get the blessings of Narada. Narada, is a profound sannyasi. He is one of the incarnations of Krishna himself. And what happens with Narada is, as he actually is preaching about, the entanglements, all of them, the 10,000 here, and they, at that moment, they decide that they don't want to get married and they want to become sannyasis, right? So they feel that they don't want to get entangled, and they want to always think of Krishna. So Daksha is very upset with Narada, and what happens is, again, he gives birth to 5,000 children, telling that, okay, they'll get married, they'll populate the world, and one after the other. After that, also the same thing, history repeats itself. When they seek blessings of Narada, again Narada, preaches them about the intricacies of this material law, and again 5,000 become sannyasi. So Daksha gets so angry, and he says he will not have a single son, and he will have children who are only women. So then he gets, only daughters, and one daughter of his is only Parvati, who gets married to Shiva. And the story, you all know, after that, what happens. So that is how the entire thing is coming up. So this is what happens in mode of goodness, that you reach the higher platform. It doesn't mean you become a sannyasi. Over there also, there's a lot of enjoyment. So you can go there and enjoy. Hare Krishna.
When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. And when he dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom.
So very clearly what they are telling is, if he is dying in the mode of passion, right? So what happens is, he will, as I already told, he will be again with the fruitative, like he will be born as a Vaishya, or someone who's very focused on the fruitative activity, like the complete fruitive activities he'll focus. Whereas if it is ignorance, what can you do, right? Somebody who's very ignorant, and you can see all the pictures, which represents that, then he will get into an animal kingdom. Just to give an example, if somebody is very underdressed, right, and they exposed, all of them, are in the next life born as a tree. Why? Because tree does not wear dress, and therefore they can live for thousands of years. So anyone who's seeking the pleasure of food and they can't control their tongue, right, gets born, depending on the type of food, either as a tiger or even a pig, right? Because these bodies facilitate. And someone, all these pictures represent mode of ignorance. And someone who always keeps lazing around, wants to sleep, then, he gets the body of a bear. Why? Because, very clearly, bear goes into hibernation. So therefore, very clearly, that is what is spoken of. Hare Krishna. Karmana sukritasyahu satvikam nirmalam palam rajasastu palam dukkham Ajnanam tamasa palam. Hare Krishna. So clearly, all of them, they're talking about the various palas which are there.
By acting in the mode of goodness, one becomes purified. Works done in the mode of passion results in distress, and actions performed in the mode of ignorance result in foolishness.
So very clearly, goodness means one becomes purified. That's a no-sayer. Everybody knows it. One who works in the mode of passion is in complete distress, right? And the one who is in, because always they are chasing something, right? So happiness is never got. Like, for example, let's say that today I get an Apple 6 Plus. It's not sufficient. I move to the next phone, right? Today, what? Apple 13 has come, or even 14 is coming up, right? So, these kind of things keep coming. And ultimately, the purpose of the phone is we talk, right? But still, we are so engrossed in the mode of passion that we keep chasing. Today, we buy a nice dress, and tomorrow we find something more attractive than that. We want to buy that also. So, right. So we go into complete, purchase, right? So there is a beautiful saying in the mode of passion. And so basically what they say is mode of passion is a passion where it is a state wherein you buy things without money, where you don't have money and yet you buy things, right? Example, we use credit cards largely for, and you buy things which you don't need, right? So typically whatever we buy, we don't really need it, right? And what happens ultimately, and to please people whom you don't like, right? End of the day, whomever we are pleasing, our target are not the people whom we like also, right? So mode of passion actually does things, though we think we are chasing after something we want, we are actually chasing on things which we don't want in mode of passion. And mode of ignorance, needless to say, it's not even a mode to talk about, right? So we should not even think of that mode, because it is basically at a mode of ignorance. Avidya, Ajnanam, Avidya, all means lack of knowledge, right? So that is what is the mode of typically ignorance. Hare Krishna.
From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, grief develops. And from the mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develops.
So clearly, real knowledge develops from the goodness. Pain, we already saw Sukha Dukkham comes in passion, because we are never happy whatever we chase. So there's always a constant, hankering for something or the other. Something is always better. And in ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develops, right? Because obviously it's not a word to talk about at all. So we can see the faces, right? Same person, how different faces are. One is so cute, calm. Passion is always chasing something. So he's running after something. So he has constant anxiety. And passion, and madness is this. Many times people ask one question, if this is the case in mode of passion, how can we be successful? We won't be really successful in one mode of passion. Why we won't be successful? Because we need that thing inside to run. So basically the thing inside to run can happen in mode of goodness also. You can all wish to, do everything. For simple example is, all of you who are in college, you all will understand. Everyone would have chased something in 12 and you would have got or may not have got. Irrespective of whatever you got, you move on in life and take it forward, right? But at that stage, you give your best. So giving your best, because mode of goodness always, has a cleanliness, purity inside and outside. Inside, like they take bath, keep the place clean, environment clean and all that. And on the outside, they make sure that everything around mentally is also clean. They do chanting, they do prayers and all that, because it keeps them calm. And they always make it a point that nobody should blame Krishna or Krishna conscience. They will immediately, people are watching, right? So if you don't study a little bit or you get less mark, they'll say, you've started listening to Bhagavad Gita. Look at where you're going. So people are always watching you, knowingly or unknowingly. So you don't want to set a mark on the wrong side, right? So we all have a responsibility we are representatives now, right, of Krishna consciousness and Krishna. So therefore, we start projecting and behaving in a way which is very accepted, very much convinced also, right? We already read about leaders, right? Yadyad acharadi shreshas tattat evetaro bhava Arjuna, right? So very clearly, what are we telling? Whatever we do, all these actions have been noticed by the great saints, right? So therefore, lokam, the whole loka is going to watch you. So you got to be very, very careful in your action. And all of you are some leaders at some way or the other. You'll be a class leader. Somebody will be watching you. So it's not that you're cautious about the person, but you just remember that you are, going to be a representative at all times. Hare Krishna. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasaha jaghanya gunavritistha adyo gachanti tamasaha. Hare Krishna.
Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
So they're talking about three modes. What is the destination? We already discussed this. They go up to the higher planets. But remember, higher planets or Swargaloka is not a permanent destination. After your credit gets exhausted for all the good activities you did, you again come back to the earth, right? So it's like your, visa. You have a visa for a specific period, right? It could be 1 year, 6 months, whatever. But ultimately, once the visa expires, you come here, right? So that's what is the mode of goodness. So once you exhaust your credits, you have to come back to the earth to start off. And mode in, so passion, and if they are good, you land up with your earthly planets. We already saw. And ignorance is obviously, animal planet. So this one is so beautiful. This is the universe and this is the picture. And what are they actually talking about? This we saw in Goloka chart. And, you can see, this entire thing, where, Krishna, that is Vishnu, is sleeping here. And we can also see these layers. Can you see the 10 layer, the coverings here? So it is earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? These are the 5 layers plus the 3, which is mind, intelligence, and false ego, right? So these 8, which we have already seen, the 5 represents the gross body, which you can see, and the 3 represents the subtle body, right? So this outer layer is called Mahatattva and is compared to a coconut. The hard shell is the Mahatattva. It's so hard that even nothing comes inside. So what happens now is clearly that this is a causal ocean, and in the causal ocean, which is also called the Karana ocean, right? You have it's also called the Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu actually creates many such universes like this. This is one universe. So he is actually lying outside this particular globe, but it is not captured here. And from there, what happens is he enters each universe. So through his pores, multiple universes are formed. Such universes are formed, right? And inside each universe, he enters in the form of Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu, which is here. And Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu is being taken care by, here we have goddess Lakshmi, Rama Devi. So what happens in each universe is actually from the navel of Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu, we can see Brahma coming, right? And can you see the Maha Mantra is going somewhere? Where is it going to? It is going to Goloka Vrindavan. See, actually the reverse. So whatever you are chanting goes there, but originally that mantra is come itself from there. So that's why it's got spiritual qualities. So who is the boss of this? Obviously Krishna is the boss, but who is the manager who's managing the whole show? Maya Devi here, right? So the Maya Devi is taking care. So what happens in each heart? Garbho Dakshayi Vishnu again becomes Shiro Dakshayi Vishnu, who is the Paramatma, and enters each and every heart of every individual. So a universe has got this 14 lokas, and we are a part of the middle planets, right? So which is where we are typically having both subtle and gross. And why we are not able to clearly see the demigods is because only the subtle bodily features are visible there. So this is the upper loka, right? typically, Satya Loka, Tapa Loka, and Jana Loka are where, the top things are there, and Satya Loka is where Brahma resides there. And lower planetary systems, and below that are the 28 hellish planets are also below, right? Below the lower planetary system are there. Here only the gross body is dominated, right? So this is what are where all your Rakshasas and all are there. Prahalada is also from one of the deity, one of the lower planetary systems. Why am I telling this is why we are seeing three modes. The first thing which will come in your mind is, oh, then maybe I'm born in this planet. Yes, maybe you're born with a particular mode which dominates, like just as Prahalada, who technically was born in the mode of an ignorance group, right? Because all are there. But however, look at him, how well he became and straight went above the modes, right? So above the three modes are called Sutta Sattva, and that is the ambition which we have to reach, right? So a good look at it very clearly says, and each covering it says that it's 10 times the diameter of the previous covering. So that's why I said coconut shell. It's thicker, harder, and denser as you go outside. So to break this place and go, you can't use to go to spiritual world. No amount of rocket is going to help us. We definitely need whom? We need Krishna. And how do? We do have a rocket. We have a satellite. And what is that satellite launcher called? It's called the Hare Krishna now, right? So all of us chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we keep chanting, we find our destination automatically, right? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, ma, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Mataji.
When you see there is nothing beyond these modes of nature in all activities, and that the Supreme Lord is transcendental to all these modes, then you know my spiritual nature. So he clearly says that there is nothing beyond the three modes. This is the only thing which is controlling and governing you. And what is the speciality of these modes? Supreme Lord is transcendent. So basically he is above the modes. You can clearly see. He is nirguna, which means he does not have material qualities, and he is not controlled by the three modes. He is above the three modes. So what should you do? How do you break this chain of the three modes? Is there a offer? Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes, he can become free from, Mataji, it's not visible.
Yeah, from this Maya and the illusion. Thanks, Hare Krishna. So basically what they are telling, how can you transcend the three modes? The only way you can transfer the three modes here. From birth, death, old age, and their distresses, and can enter even in this life. So there is a complete, this cycle of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, right? So that means what is it? Janma, birth, right? Mrityu is death, right? So Jara is old age, and Vyadi obviously is diseases. So all these distresses, diseases, all of them, you can break only by this chain. And what can you enjoy? You can enjoy the life even here. Here sometimes you feel I'm so frustrated, because here today 1 in 4, 25% of them even want to commit suicide, right? Why? Because they are so frustrated in life. We need food for ourselves, otherwise body dies, right? So we have to take care of material body. Likewise, we have to take care of the spiritual body also, which is our soul. So which we are not taking care, and that's why it is telling us to not manage at all. So just struggling. Just watch this. This is Prabhupada. So the highlight of this is he's doing this himself in US, and imagine the when you see the devotees there, they are not very different. They are not all together.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja
So we move to the next slide, but I
Bihari.
just thought I'll give you a glimpse of how he is able to, really convince the hippies also, so going that far and with a very bad health. So Prabhupada, when he went, he was 69 years old, and he took a cargo ship with just $40 in his hand. And in the process, what happened is he had 2 heart attacks. So immediately they said, we'll reroute and, leave you at a closer place. But then he said, my spiritual master has told me to do this and I will do it. Right? And so sweetly he says that I come under the shelter of my spiritual master and the protection. So therefore, his wish for spreading Krishna consciousness. Now, if you see, ISKCON happens to have the highest number of branches and is the largest entity all over the world. So that is the power of a pure devotee, right? And when we are talking about modes, why are you seeing him? He is one example who lived. Unfortunately, we missed seeing him in person, but fortunately, we have his Vani and all these videos and audios which we can watch and get that feel of how he had spread. His books actually are none but representations, right? So the books are actually a great source to understand Krishna. The greatest gift we have got, and please don't miss this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by what symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these modes? What is his behavior and how does he transcend the modes of nature?
So he's clearly asking, and that's why I just played this. So, you've got 3 modes. So he's asking you, how can one transcend these modes, right? What will be the behavior of a person and how can one transcend these modes? Is there any way you'll be able to transcend these modes? And look at the way he's inquiring so submissively, he's inquiring to Krishna, right? And though Krishna told in the 2nd chapter, Traigunyo Vishya Vego Nishtraigunyo Bhavajuna Dibando Satya Dharmasya Nitya Yoga Chema Atmavan. He clearly says that. However, what happens, in spite of he is now telling how to break, right? There he told in 2nd chapter as a full thing. He says you have to go above the 3 modes. Now he's telling how, and now we saw a living example of how someone could break the 3 modes in Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna.
Blessed Lord said, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present, nor longs for them when they disappear, who is seated like one unconcerned, being situated beyond these material reactions of the modes of nature, who remains firm, knowing that the modes alone are active, who regards alike pleasure and pain, and looks on a clod, a stone, and a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is wise and holds praise and blame to be the same, who is unchanged in honor and dishonor, who treats friend and foe alike, who has abandoned all futile undertakings, such a man is said to have transcendental. Such a man is said to have transcended the modes of nature.
So very clearly he has beautifully explained, right? Who is a person who can break? He says that he does not, hate, he does not attach, he does not have delusion, right? He does not, he's very unconcerned about other unwanted materialistic things, right? And he's very firm knowing that these modes are alone active, right? He is not bothered. He knows that they are different. And he doesn't show difference in his pain or pleasure, right? And he does not differentiate between a gold and a stone. It doesn't mean he doesn't know. He knows the difference, but then he doesn't really care about them. And praise or insult, honor or dishonor. Look at us, right? Someone insults us, that's it. Even if someone is a teacher, how could he or she talk to me like this, right? It comes. Majorly, I have noticed this being extremely high in, in a co-ed, right? So when I did my UG, it was all girls. And instantly there are not too many conflicts or fights. But when you see in PG, there is always this, right? This fellow insulted, you want to show your heroism. Same way, likewise with girls. Correctly, when this fellow is there, only this teacher came and shouted at me. So what happens is all our honor and dishonor is so much related to ourselves and the environment, right? So it's like this. When somebody is running, when you're a small child and when you fall down also, even at that age, you see, if everybody is there, the child, when you're very small, starts crying. So innocent, right? Who's there, not there, the pain is same, you react. But as you grow a little bigger, you fall. What hurts you more is anyone watching me? Have you experienced this? Right? First thing when we fall, and I do that all the time. First thing I fall is I look around to see, is anybody watching me? But nobody is watching. The pain itself is not there. The focus is totally on others, right? And the moment someone sees and if they laugh, finish. Oh my God, the pain and all we don't remember. That anger like builds like as if my head is going to burst. Do you all feel the same, or am I the only odd person in this? Okay, thank you. So I've got company. So these are the things which happens, right? So because we are not pure devotees as yet. So we still have a choice, we can grow. Who does not differentiate between a friend and a foe? Oh my God, especially college, how we do, we have two gangs, right? We may have multiple gangs now. We used to have solid two gangs, and the two gangs are, one are the friends, another one are the foe. We will like typical, some Rudra Thandavam will go on between the two crowds. Now, if I look at all that, it's very hilarious. But that is how we lived, right? Our entire life is about friendship and enmity, and that's our bloodline, right? But Uttamadhikari, the highest, actually completely does not differentiate both, and that's why he is liked by everyone. And the simplest way how he transits the mode of nature is this how. Hare Krishna. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunam samati yetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Hare Krishna.
One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
So one who entirely in full devotional service, he never falls down in any circumstances, right? And he easily he moves about the three modes, and they are just showing these pictures, right? So one more example of who transcends is Narada. Narada also, he travels everywhere. He comes to material world. He does so many things, but he is beyond the material nature, right? He easily transcends the material nature and reaches that stage. So we'll see a little more of this. Brahman yohi pratishtha amritasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukasya ikantikasya cha. Hare Krishna.
And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness and which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal.
He is very clearly told. See, Krishna is so beautiful in his two-handed form and his flute, right? And he says, I am the basis. So he is the base for this impersonal thing, because his effulgence, the light emerging from his body, is nothing but the Brahman effulgence. So he is clearly telling that he is the basis of that, right? And he is in a which is the position of ultimate happiness. It's immortal, it's imperishable, right? It's eternal, right? It can never be killed. Immortal means living forever, right? So he says very clearly that I am the cause for Brahman effulgence, which means if he is the cause, he is the ultimate absolute truth. So it's very clearly given here in 14.27. Hare Krishna. So this is something which you should never forget, and he is highlighting. So he is declaring very clearly that he is the cause. So can you see that switch? So you may say I've switched on, but the fact is, who is the person who's ultimate supplier? So he is Krishna. So such a beautiful chapter, right? So this one is so important because this chapter really gives us a light as to what we should do, how we can take it forward, and we will be able to bring everything under our control. So how can we get things under our control? The moment we feel Krishna is the controller, right? How can we have eternal happiness? Once we understand who Krishna is and how we can take it forward, we can go to the next level of the modes of material nature, right? So I just wanted, so this is our second class on the jnana. So tomorrow we will see some more on how these are linked to each other. So I will stop here. If you have any questions before that, Hare Krishna to all, and thank you so much. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Whatever attack happened in Bangladesh temple, this is the kind of work. How is it